Hey guys, it's the Miho within, and I got Plunder Patrol. So I really like this deck. This is one of my favorite decks. The way that I built this one is more geared towards going second, but that doesn't mean that it can't go first. I try to capitalize more on if you make it a going first deck, you're kind of hoping that your matchups are attributes that let you summon your big captains, or your ships, I mean, by if your opponent plays those specific attributes. But if they don't, like for example, if it's like a wind, earth deck, then it's kind of rough because your opponent's not giving you the monsters you need in order to summon your ships. So I feel like this build lets you play the deck the way that you want to, because you're using cards that let you just go into the ships without the need of your opponent playing those monsters. So before I start the deck profile, let's talk about a little bit more about the viability of the deck. I do think this deck is not the highest tier, but at the same time, I do consider it like it could be a rogue deck. I do see the potential in it. It can compete with other decks. It can definitely break boards. And yeah, the moment one of your ships, if your ship gets the effect to do the disruption plus get the search off, it's very unusual that you lose the game if you get that effect to resolve, because it's just so strong. It's so much advantage that you get off of those ship effects. So, oh, and for the price of the deck, it's actually very cheap. The most expensive cards in the deck are like Whitebeard and Redbeard. I just looked them up right now. They're sitting at around like $6 each, like 6 or 7 for them, and you need a playset of both. Other than that, the rest of the deck is very cheap. Okay, so let's go ahead and start the deck. So, 3 Whitebeard. His effect is that if he his first one is that you, during your opponent's turn, you can special summon one of your extra deck Plunder Patrol monsters and then equip him to it, but it needs to be matching one of their attributes. So if they have a water monster, you can use his effect and you can special summon the water extra deck monster and then equip him to it. But his main effect, the other one, is that he can, when he's sent from hand or field to graveyard, you can special summon one Plunder Patrol monster from your deck. And after you do that, you're locked into Plunders though. So that's Whitebeard. He's the most important one. He's the main one you want to keep in hand usually to activate your ships, because it's a lot of advantage. Then we have 3 Redbeard. He has the same first effect as Whitebeard, so you can tribute him and special summon one of the plunders from your extra deck, and then equip it to it. And then his other effect is that you can, when he's sent to field or graveyard or hand or graveyard, then you can equip him to a plunder card you control. Next is Black Eyes. So Black Eyes gives you a very strong grind game. What he does is that you can target a plunder in your graveyard, add it back to your hand, and then special summon him. So it's like a very strong play to use him to add your Whitebeard from graveyard to hand, special him, help you make a Blackbeard, and then that way you have a strong recursion. Incredibly good with the field spell when you're going like 3rd turn or something. He's a really good support. I'm glad they gave Plunder that card. Up next, Golden Hair. Probably I would say this is the best starter card if you're going first, because her by herself, she can give you a Blackbeard very easily. So her effect is that you can, if she's in your graveyard, you can discard 1 card in order to special summon her back to the field. And the cool thing is that it can be any card. It doesn't have to be Plunder. So just discard a card and special summon her back. So an easy combo you can do is like normal summon her, make Almirage, then use her effect, bring her back, use both of them to go into the Plunder Link monster. Up next we have Bluebeard. His effect is if you control a Plunder monster, you can just special summon him from your hand. And then if he's sent from hand to graveyard or field to graveyard, you can choose to activate the effect and you draw a card and discard a card. Well, you discard a card and then you draw a card. So, very cool. I do really like how this guy if you use his effect to special summon himself, he doesn't lock you into Plunder Patrol. So he lets you go into like a Bahamut Shark totally awesome play. And that's it for the Plunder monsters. So now going into the non-Plunder monsters. Play Kaijus. So for these, one Light Kaiju, Fire Kaiju, Dark, and Water. So the reason we play these is because these are all the attributes of all the extra deck plunder monsters. So that means if we force our opponent to control a monster that's of that attribute, now we can just use our Blackbeard to get the free special summons of the ship that we want. So yeah, it's very good having this good variety of kaijus also to help break boards too. Up next are the hand traps. I'm just playing 4, so 2 Phantasme and 2 Ash Blossom. Like Ash Blossom, don't really have to explain, but Phantasme is, I like how he can help you draw into more plunder cards in case you need it to activate your ships, because the ships do require you to have a plunder card in hand in order to activate their effects. And also getting him on field is just really nice because you have an extra body to work with, so you can make like another Blackbeard when it comes back to your turn. So that's why I like playing Phantasme. Another option is Nibiru, but I don't like the fact of having to sacrifice your whole field. Sometimes you have just like a really good established board, and sacrificing everything is I don't know, seems a little scuff. But yeah, those are the hand traps. Okay, now into the spells. Play 3 Emblem, the Plunder Patrol. So this one, you equip it to a Plunder monster, and then it gains attack, and then it can't be targeted anymore. But you can also you can make that monster turn into one of your extra deck monsters according to any attribute on field and in graveyard. The cool thing about this one is that it's in either graveyard. So it can be like in your own graveyard. So if you have Ash Blossom in graveyard, or if you have like, let's say one of your kaijus that's gone to graveyard, you can use Emblem just to make whichever ship you want. And like I said earlier, we play those kaijus, all 4 attributes. So you can easily just go for whichever kaiju when you want at the moment, instead of, relying on your opponent to give you the attributes. So that's why we play 3 of them. Next is the field spell, Shipyard. This card is amazing. So like this card lets you discard 1 card from your hand and to add a plunder card from deck to hand. So and on top of that, it also has a recursion effect that you can bounce 1 plunder card on the field to hand in order to reset this card on the field. So it has a lot of recursion, getting you to search every single turn, letting you pitch cards that you necessarily don't need at the moment. And yeah, it's just very good. Then up next, 2 of Plunder Patrol ship shipping. So this card is basically like the polymerization for the deck, like the in-archetype polymerization. But it also has a graveyard effect that you can banish it and you target a Plunder Patrol monster and you equipped it with an emblem from your deck straight to the field. So I usually don't use it for the polymerization effect. So you can, it's nice summoning just hard summoning the Liss, which is the fusion monster, with it. But normally it's just a card that you can pitch for the ship's cost effects that has a bonus effect that lets you more reliably put emblem on your monsters. So you get double value off of it. So it's just a plunder name card that has a graveyard bonus effect. That makes it really good. And we play terraforming since the field spell is so good. We want more ways to get it. Then since we're playing 4 kaijus, so we're playing 3 interrupted kaiju slumber. So this card is This card is like a dark hole, and you special summon 2 kaijus, one to your side of the field and one to the other side of the field. So you're getting 2 of the attributes to be able to special summon the ships. One for your emblem, one for Blackbeard to special summon. So it's really good for that. The other really cool thing about this card is that you can banish it from your graveyard to add a kaiju from deck to hand. So if you're going first and you end up drawing this card along with the field spell, you can actually use its effect just to pitch this card, since it's not doing anything going first, since your opponent doesn't have anything on board, just to help you establish a good going first field. And then if it's enough to like interrupt your opponent, when it comes back to you, you have an extra card. You end up getting a kaiju out of it. So that's a good way. That's why I really like this card. It can be good going first or second. Obviously it's way better going second, but yeah, it has its uses going first. After that we have Pot of Desires. So 3 Pot of Desires. This is one of the best decks in my opinion to use Pot of Desires along with Prank Kids. I really like Pot of Desires in both of those decks because they both have a way to get rid of extra copies of Desires. So if you actually end up drawing a Desires off of Desires, you can actually use the other Desires for, like, let's say Golden Hair or the Field Spell card, just to help you get the cards that you actually want, and you're doing something instead of just sitting on a dead Desires in hand. And then the final card in the deck, the main deck at least, is 2 Plunder Patrol Booty. So this card is like a Call of the Haunted, and you can you target one monster your opponent controls, and you can change the attribute to whatever you want. And during each turn, you can just keep on reborning Plunder Patrol monsters. So this is a very good going first card. Yeah, and yeah, it helps you really establish very strong boards. Okay, with that, now going into the extra deck. 3 Blackbeards. So this is like your main monster that you usually want to go for all the time before anything else. What he does, he has a quick effect where you target one effect monster you control. You equipped it, you special summon. It's worded a little strangely, but you target the monster, you special summon another extra deck Plunder Patrol monster that has an attribute equal to a monster your opponent controls or is in their graveyard, and then the monster that you targeted originally is equipped to the monster you special summon. So, and then after all that resolves, you draw 1 card. So there's a lot happening right there. So this is basically what gets you all your extra deck monsters: the fusion monster, the XYZ, and the synchro. So you don't actually have to like properly summon them under those rules. This guy kind of like cheats them out. So that's why he's really good. 3 of him. Then we have the Xseed monster. Moark, the dark one. So this one is that you discard a Plunder Patrol monster, and you can target an effect monster your opponent controls, and you banish it. Then if it has then after you do that, then you can add a plunder card from deck to hand, a spell or trap card. Now if you have it equipped with a plunder monster, then it actually turns into a quick effect. You can use it during either turn. So that's very strong. Usually it's the kaiju that you wanna, if you just single kaiju your opponent, usually it's the dark one is a good idea, because you can just make this guy and you can just easily just banish the kaiju yeah, that's pretty good. Up next is the fusion Liss. So this is monster negation. If your opponent activates an effect, you can discard a plunder card and you negate it. It also has another quick effect where you can if it's attached with a plunder card, just like Moark, it turns into a quick effect. And then its other effect is that you can special summon one plunder monster that's from your spell and trap zone to your main monster zone. So a good combo to do with this one with Blackbeard is, let's say during your opponent's turn you have Blackbeard and you use the effect, you special summon Liss. Now it's equipped with with Blackbeard, so now you can use it during your opponent's turn to negate something. Let's say we get the negate off, and you get a search, because when you negate you get to search also. Now that that effect is used, because that's a once per turn, you can use the effect of the list, preferably when you know that your opponent's like close to ending their turn, and you special summon back the Blackbeard. So then on the following turn you can get the effect of Blackbeard again. So that's a good way of using it. And then the last ship is Braun, the Synchro monster. He's spell and trap, for getting rid of back row. And then just like the others, if you have a one equipped to hit, then you can use it during either player's turn. And then also on top of that, you get a search when you use it, so it like pays for itself. For that we have Almirage. This is just for golden hair, so the guy golden hair can be like a two card Blackbeard, and then all you need to do is just draw golden hair. Then Bahamut Shark and Totally Awesome. But I'll show you a combo after this, like a good going first idea of what you should do going first with Bahamut Shark to be able to summon Totally Awesome. And then the last card of the extra deck is White Aura Whale. So for White Aura Whale, he is a level 8 Synchro monster, and then when he's special Synchro summoned, you can destroy all attack position monsters your opponent controls. So it's a good field wipe, and yeah, he's a good option to go for sometimes if you with a Bluebeard. Okay guys, I'm going to show you a quick combo. So for going first, this is a good option. So it's a 3-card combo. You need Golden Hair and Bluebeard, and then the third card can be absolutely anything. It's just a card in hand just so that you can use the effect of Golden Hair. So to start this off, we're going to normal summon the Golden Hair, then use the effect of Bluebeard to special summon himself. Then we're going to overlay these two, and we're going to make a Bahamut Shark. Use the effect of Bahamut Shark to detach the Golden Hair. Now Golden Hair is in graveyard. Special summon the Totally Awesome. Now we're going to use the effect of Golden Hair to discard the extra card in hand that we don't want. Special summon Golden Hair back. And now we're going to link using the Bahamut Shark and the Golden Hair to special summon a Blackbeard into our extra monster zone. So with this, we have our Totally Awesome negation. When he negates, when we get to add one water monster from our graveyard to our hand. So we can add Bluebeard, for example. So now we have a Plunder card in hand, and then Blackbeard could use his effect to special summon one of the extra deck ships, and they could also use their effect since you have a Plunder monster in your hand. So yes, this is a good first turn move to go for. And other than that, yeah, that's it for the deck profile. Like usual, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next one.